Where's the dog? The dog, Luther! You took the dog! Where's the dog?
Welcome back, folks, to the VHS Vault. I am one of your hosts, VHS Jace. Next to me is the man who the whole channel's named after, Jason Roy Gaston. And, of course, joining us because we picked him up halfway along this journey and we said, dude, you're coming with us all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Joe Dove's back to talk about Superman again.
Yeah.
We have,
Is that the name of the movie, Superman Again? It makes sense.
That was Superman.
Superman Again?
Yeah, again. No, of course, we've come out and we've seen the brand new Superman film. This is the opening weekend. We are talking about this. We've all seen it independently, some earlier than others, some later than others, some exactly the time as others.
That was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. So, yeah, here we are, guys. We've seen it. It is, man, did you hear it's made its budget back in 48 hours?
How about that? Thank
I
God.
can hear the
nuts.
Snyder Bros screaming in fury right now.
There were a couple of Snyder Bros that were like, listen, I got to admit, that was a lot brighter and nicer than ours. So
Oh,
we'll give it to you.
There was somebody who took a picture inside of the theater of like the screen, and there was somebody sitting in front of them that had their phone up like that, and they were watching like Man of Steel, and you know they'd done like, oh, it looks like somebody's bored, but the frame, the movie, the part in the movie was like literally 30 seconds into the movie. So it's like, yeah, somebody was that bored 30 seconds into this movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the whole notion of what I heard, like, there's a lot to complain. Fandom has not come out of well this opening weekend. Anything negative about this whole experience is I point the finger at the fans.
Oh, yeah.
This whole concept that you can only like one version of something is just unbelievably idiotic.
It's so dumb.
It's just, it makes zero kind of sense. So, and the whole thing about woke with this whole thing is like, I kind of disagree with, because I think it's a political movie, but I think James Gunn is right down the middle in this sucker.
Yeah.
This isn't a left-leaning movie. I'll argue that. And nor is it a right-leaning movie. It's just a man making his observation.
It's a guy being nice. That's all it is. He's like, we should be nice. We should be kind. That's it.
No.
If you find that political, you're a bad person. You're a bad person.
And yes, I mean, this film really is. There's a lot of joy and freshness about this film, I noticed. Like, as far as a feeling goes, being in the movie, there was always a sense of joy going on, even in the little darker moments in it. I just put it out there. This is a great film. It is a great movie. I don't think anyone would come, if you come out of this, and I know there are reviews out there of people slamming this film, reviewers that I personally really like, but I don't see it. That's not the film that I saw.
No.
The film I saw was one of the smartest scripts of Superman film I've ever seen.
Yep.
Like, the plot was genuinely interesting and had depth. The characters, probably the most well-defined characters in a Superman movie. And we'll go down the list. I'm sure we've all got things to say around that. But, yeah, I don't know. I think this is the film. You know how there are certain films that come out for its time? Like The Matrix was the perfect film to come out for its time. Superman is the perfect film to come out for 2025.
I completely agree with you. I think that this is the Superman movie that the world needs.
Yeah.
It needs something bright and optimistic where it's just a big dork in a Superman costume with the stupid little red trunks that the Superman costume doesn't look right without, saying, hey, here's a novel idea. Let's just be good to each other. And that's really it. It's just, let's just be good. Let's try our best to be good. Even when a kaiju is attacking Metropolis, he says, wait a second, do we really have to kill this thing? Can we take it somewhere else?
Study it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. It was so
Dude saves the squirrel.
He saves a squirrel and a girl, and I love the way that Jay says squirrel.
Yeah, I thought of you in a minute.
They're my favorite things in the world. You know that, guys.
Yeah.
Yes. This is everybody who watches this podcast knows I do not have the greatest opinion of Man of Steel, and this is not This is not saying I love this movie and I can't stand that movie. The Man of Steel has some things about it that I did like. I just think for a character like Superman, going grim and gritty and realistic was a bad choice. It's a great choice for Batman, but Superman is a completely different character. He's basically science fiction and fantasy, and you can't do grounded in reality with science fiction and fantasy. This movie took Superman and fully embraced the goofiness. It fully embraced the comic book stupidity. It fully embraced everything it needed to embrace, and it was so refreshing to see DC put out a superhero movie that was not afraid to be a comic book adaptation. And I enjoyed this movie so much. There were problems with it that I think could have been I think there were some things that could have been smoothed out a little bit, but overall, if this is the direction that the DC universe is going to go in, I could not be happy. More goofy stuff like troll farms being run by monkeys and flying dogs, and those were the Snyder Bros. I'm just saying.
That was
like James Gunn knew what was going to happen, and he's like, "Ha, look, that's you."
And it's such an almost Batman 66 joke.
Yes.
The concept of monkeys kind of being I mean, it's that kind of broadness, but it works.
It did.
It doesn't like it. It seems like, hey, that's kind of pretty lowbrow comedy, and it is, but
it is,
appropriate. But
it was,
it's appropriate for that.
It was very appropriate. Yeah.
How about you, Joe? How was your experience, mate?
First of all, I got to see it in now officially because of the sad fires. I'm sorry for everybody in Los Angeles, but officially the largest IMAX theater in the United States. With my two cousins. Okay, my grandmother, who's near and dear to me, who passed away a couple of years ago. It was on her birthday, so this was everything to me. It was like the perfect amalgamation of things that came together to make this day even more special. So I got my cousins that are dealing with their own things, me with mine, and just in the memory of my grandmother who took me to see Superman 4: Quest for Peace and went, "Baby, this movie was terrible." And I got to go to my cousins. "Oh, guys, this movie was not terrible. This is great." I love the development of the characters. I absolutely love this Superman, his voice, his ability to kind of make himself a little bit more goofy as Clark Kent. I thought worked really well. It wasn't overly like nerdy. It was more like a regular dude, and them making Jimmy Olsen the man, like,
oh boy, was getting it.
Everybody wanted.
He was
Jimmy.
Getting it.
I was like, wow. So I loved it. This was perfect.
Comic accurate though.
Yes,
because he gets it in the comic book, so he got to get it in the movie too.
Yeah. So I feel like James Gunn does his homework. He knows what he's doing. We know he's not going to come out and deliver poo-poo, but we know that also as time goes on, his films get better, because Guardians of the Galaxy, I feel like the third one was the pinnacle in that series. And I have a feeling Superman 3 is probably going to be amazeballs, and I'm here for all of it.
I'm curious of what they do. You know, I think the brilliance, I think you guys have both touched on it, is really the actors that he cast and what they've done with the actual characters they are playing. Because Superman, like that choice of David Corenswet, he clearly was the right choice.
Yeah.
And the fact that what he brings to him is like a normal 30-year-old guy.
Yeah.
I said to my wife, I said, he's got the personality like my son. I mean, Superman uses the word dude.
Yeah.
He's just a normal guy.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about this character. And he's kind of eliminated the thing James Gunn did. He eliminated Clark Kent. He doesn't have to perform as Clark Kent. Essentially, when he's Superman, I feel like he's playing the same as Clark Kent. It's all about the hypno glasses, baby.
Yeah, I love that.
He doesn't need to perform because the glasses go, well, that's just a totally looking different dude. You know? So that's brilliant. Lois Lane, what do you guys think about Rachel's performance in this?
Perfectly cast.
Yeah.
They finally got it right. I don't mean to jump in and step on your toes, because this is your show. So I'm sorry.
I just kick you out.
Go ahead. Go ahead. It's fine.
Go.
I think that the woman they cast in the Snyderverse was awful. And she's not an awful actress. She's great in her films, like when she was in The Arrival, when she was in.
Yeah, you're talking about Amy Adams, of course.
Amy Adams, thank you. Yeah, I'm not very good at that part, so I'm going to lean on you guys for that. But Amy Adams, terrible as Lois Lane. But this woman nailed it. She was the go-getter. She didn't back down, even though she knows Superman is Superman and knows the secret and knows the abilities and what he could do. She just kept going at him and pissed him off and was just like, whatever. You got to chill, you know, and I love that about her. And she was functional
to the plot. Important.
Yes, she was super
Rather
important.
Being a damsel,
she'd still be in the damn neutral zone. You know what I mean? The phantom zone. So this was incredible.
Before I go to the next characters, though, guys, I want your opinion on what I think is one of the finest scenes in any Superman film, and it's the interview with Superman in the first 10 minutes. I love that scene so much.
It was great because neither one of them were right and neither one of them were wrong. And I live for those gray areas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was phenomenal. The fact that she was just so bold from her perspective, calling him out.
Yeah.
And she had some great questions like, what makes you the arbiter?
Yeah.
What makes you think that you don't talk to anyone in charge whatsoever? You make geopolitical decisions on a whim. And you're like, gee, she's right, man. Like, he's dangerous in that aspect. And then from his perspective, it's like, I stopped the war.
And they were going to kill those people.
Yeah, I'm just
trying to anybody to die. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, like Jay said, it's just that magical kind of two forces kind of against each other. And, wow. Just, I'm going like, this is amazing. You know what I mean? Out of all the scenes in that film, I think that's my favorite scene. Besides all the great spectacle, and we get some great spectacle in this.
Yeah,
we do.
That scene just hit me right in the gooey kind of spot. It was great.
I don't want to know where your gooey spot is.
No, you don't want to know. All right. Do you think James Gunn at some point sat back and go, I probably could just call this movie Crypto because he's going to steal the film?
Oh my gosh, yes. Crypto, the bestest boy in the world. I got a soft spot for Crypto. I know it's a stupid concept that, you know, Superman, the one survivor from Krypton, if you don't count this dog and that cat and that horse and that monkey and that girl and that boy.
The girl.
I know a lot of people hate that. I loved Crypto in this movie. And I loved that it all played into the theme of brains versus brawn, that sometimes the smartest person can be defeated by the dumbest animal. And the fact that Superman would not have beaten Lex had it not been for this dumb, destructive dog. That's the whole point of the movie, was that to Lex Luthor, Superman is this big, dumb, destructive dog. And then Superman has his own big, dumb, destructive dog. And the Justice Gang has their own big, stupid, destructive dog. And love Crypto. I love him. My only complaint is that I do wish that in some scenes they would have used a real dog.
That wasn't a real dog?
They just went full CGI.
Yeah, and to me,
it motion just capture by a woman. Most of it was.
I was a woman. Wow.
Yeah.
Really, I thought that they used a real dog for the motion capture.
I think they did as a reference. They used James Gunn as a reference, but for the motion capture for some of the like movements and that, they used a young lady.
So that means there's raw footage of some woman in like a green morph suit, like jumping on David Cornsweet.
Yeah, and he's going, with a grey suit with the white top.
That's funny. Now, I just wish that they would have used a real dog in the scenes that did not require CGI, because CGI has gotten good. And I'm not saying that the Crypto CGI looks bad, but there's just something about it that, you know, your brain tells you that's not a real dog. That's not a real dog. And I wish they would have just alternated back and forth. But, you know, I'm not going to. It's a minor point.
Kudos to the brilliance of injecting that idea into this movie. Like the fact of not only bringing in Crypto, but making Crypto like a dog that we've all owned or known at one point. The behaviors, the honesty about the behavior of the dog is brilliant, you know, because it's like, do you have a normal dog, you have superpowers, it's going to be a problem, you know, every now and again.
Definitely better than The Rock. I will say, definitely better than The Rock.
Did you guys have
100%.
Did you guys have the Rock's new trailer teaser for his? He's gonna do Joe Louis, the boxer.
I don't care. I don't care.
We're talking about Superman.
Do you think he's gonna come back as Black Adam?
No, he will never be in another DC movie.
Really?
No.
Momoa can come back.
Momoa is back.
That's the only one who's allowed to come back.
Lobo.
How can he be Lobo? They paint his face white and they give him.
I heard he was going to be Lobo.
He is Lobo. You did hear this. You did hear James Gunn's story about that, right?
No.
He said whenever the news broke that he was going to be taking over the DCU, the first message he got was from Jason Momoa, and he said it was the words "Lobo baby" with like 5 exclamation marks. And he said the second person that he heard from was Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds said, "Hey, James, I just heard congratulations." And James wrote back and said, "Hey, great. You want to be Green Lantern again?" And Ryan Reynolds said, "No, F you."
No, for real?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds told him to F off.
That's fine.
Well, when you're leading into Lobo, who plays a massive role in Supergirl's next year's Supergirl, which I'm jumping right to the end here, but I've got to jump back because I'm telling you, Supergirl,
we're jumping back and forth like Krypto. You know,
matter.
the Superman movie is David Cornsweat's broken body, and we're just boink, 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 boink. And he's screaming in agony the entire time.
Well, it kind of ties in what you're saying. I mean, when Krypto at the end, we find out why Krypto is like Krypto. And we get Supergirl come in, who before when I was like, oh, I wonder what Supergirl's going to be like. I'm like, this is what they're doing with that character. I'm in, and I'm in big time. The idea of making Supergirl a party girl who literally goes from planet to planet just to party.
Drunk.
So she don't care. I'm like, that's a take on the character I had not expected. And I'm like, well, this looks like fun.
Well,
I don't think they've done that.
It fits in with the story that they're adapting from the comic, the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, because
I've never read it. Yeah.
It is basically it's Supergirl dealing with survivor's guilt. And so her going from planet to planet with red suns and getting drunk, because that's the only place she can get drunk, is her trying to process the trauma of being a survivor. And so it's going to look like we're going to get, Supergirl, that kind of stuff. But it's going to be more along the lines of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, where we have a character dealing with just life-shattering trauma that has defined her for years. And
it's going to be fun, but you'll have to cry occasionally.
I think that putting Lobo into the movie, because he was not in the comic book, putting Lobo in the movie is such a smart thing to do, because Lobo is also a soul survivor. Yeah. So I don't know if these two are going to be combatants. I think at one point they're going to kind of bond.
Yeah, I think they team up.
Yeah, they have to. They have to. But my anticipation for Woman of Tomorrow went from here to way up there.
Wow.
Right after that scene, because I thought, what's her name? Melissa Aycock?
Yeah, she's from Game of Thrones. Current season.
Millie Alcock. I'm sorry. Millie Alcock. When she came in, picked up her dog and said, "Thanks for watching my dog, bitch." Just like, she called Superman a bitch.
Yeah. But I think she came to Earth before, so she's like stronger and everything else.
Oh, well, not in this version. In this version, she actually gets stuck in a kryptonite asteroid or something like that.
I remember that.
And she's stuck there and time doesn't move. So I think she left before Clark did. But she gets stuck on the way, and whenever she gets to Earth, the baby she was supposed to take care of was like grown. I could be getting some details wrong, but that's about it. Oh, wow. So that's another trauma she has to deal with. She has no place in the world now.
Oof. All right, we're talking about, obviously we just talked about big kind of reveal in the movie. Let's talk about a couple of others. And I want to start off, let's go right back in the movie. Before we get on to other characters, I'm not forgetting about we have to talk about the Justice Gang. We just have to. Either way, it is the information dump. Now, there is only, to me, the only good way to start a movie, the only movie that gets away with it is Star Wars. The scroll information dump. All right. Any other time it's in a movie, I generally don't like it. But damn, didn't I love what he did here. In that series of texts, which was beautifully written, set up this universe in such a great way for the audience. Everything was sorted out. Any questions you might have had, like, okay, well, we're superheroes, but they've been in 300 years. You know, he came 30 years ago. You know, 3 weeks ago, something. You know, the whole 3 motif in the beginning. I absolutely thought that was brilliant. Yeah. And then the other reveal is obviously the video message.
Oh yeah,
which is a very controversial thing apparently with people. I love it.
You know, quite honestly, I left the theater. I watched this with all of my children. We left the theater, and we were driving back to our hotel room because we watched this in Denver because we were on vacation. I turned around, looked at my son, and I said, "Hey, did they ever say that message was fake?"
No.
And he goes, No. So the message about Superman taking over the world and like knocking up as many people as he could was real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Right?
Wow. But you know what?
Well,
that's a very Kryptonian thing to do because they were pricks.
Well, I hope that's the truth, but I'm not convinced that is true.
No,
because it's only been interpreted by expert Earth people. Well, I'm sorry, Earth people. You may not have all the answers. You may not be able to interpret that, but I think for this Superman, wouldn't it be great? I mean, everyone comes from a dysfunctional family. Why not Superman?
I don't want them to retcon it. I want them to keep it the way it was because I thought that, oh my gosh, Pa Kent is like heads and tails above Kevin Costner. You know, maybe you should just let those kids drown. Maybe you should just let those kids drown, Clark. And versus, you know what? Your parents don't define who you are.
Yeah.
Your actions define who you are. I'm just like, I want you to be my daddy. But that's so James Gunn, do not retcon that. I like the way it is. I like that's the lesson that Superman learns from it is that his actions define the kind of person he is, not where he comes from.
Yeah. You know what though? That Ma and Pa Kent, like I said, I was when we were driving home from seeing them. So it's so refreshing just to have normal middle-aged people.
Yeah.
I said, instead of having Diane Lane and Kevin Costner, these stars of Hollywood, we just get normal people. And
with Kansas accents. And I love it.
And it resonates so much more powerfully. Like I know that actor. That actor's been in a couple of really great films. He's played a serial killer in a really
Taylor Vince. He was the villain in there was a movie with Ray Liotta. I think it's called Identity, where the guy had multiple personality disorders.
Yeah.
He was the main.
He's a great actor anyway. He's fantastic. They were both perfect for this.
Yeah.
But when we talk perfection, guys, we have to address it. Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner.
Oh my God.
Yes.
As you say, mint.
I have heard so many people complain about Nathan Fillion in this movie saying, oh, he was unlikable. He took it too far. I'm just like, do you not know who Guy Gardner is?
Yeah, they don't.
That is Guy Gardner. Do not make Guy Gardner a gigantic douchebag. Would be like Wonder Woman without the tiara. It would be like Batman without Robin. It would be like Aquaman without the ocean. You've got to give Guy Gardner his epic douchiness, and Nathan Fillion brought it, bad haircut and all.
I love it.
And he's so great. I mean, like the fact that the Justice Gang, the fact that he thinks that is the great name. Like, I love that.
First of all, the outside of the Hall of Justice, perfect. Love it.
Yes.
Secondly, did you see the murals on the inside of the Hall of Justice?
I did.
Justice Society.
Yeah.
I saw what I think was Dr. Midnight. I saw Wildcat, who's always been one of my favorites. So the Justice Society existed in this universe, and I am so excited about that. I hope that they do something about it in the future.
I mean, like, sorry,
Dr. Fate was there, right? Too in the mural.
Dr. Fate was there.
Yeah, Dr. Fate was there. Yeah.
The fact that is literally that exterior shot is a callback to Super Friends.
Yeah,
that's essentially what it is. That's the Hall of Justice that was established in Super Friends. I'm sorry, and I just I fell in love with that.
I think that's the Cincinnati Transit building.
Yeah,
which
it's a real building.
It was the inspiration for the Hall of Justice. And so basically, the building that inspired the Hall of Justice became the Hall of Justice. And I want to say they used the same building for the CW Flash show at one point, whenever they formed the Justice League and then never do anything else with it.
We're the Justice League. Okay, bye everybody.
You don't need the Justice League when you got.
Yeah,
the Justice
sorry.
League.
Three of these 5 shows just got canceled. Oh, nope, 4 of them just got canceled. Have fun, Superman. I will.
I honestly was shocked at how much I really enjoyed the lesser known characters. I wasn't expecting much from being Mr. Terrific.
Oh,
he was awesome.
Who is apt, like the name is apt to who that person was in the movie. He was terrific.
he was. Yes.
And he was kind of like, I didn't know if he was a bad guy or not. I was like in the beginning not trusting him. He was very stoic.
Yeah.
Thought he might have been, someone was going to, but he's not, and he was cool.
I don't know how the hell they glued that T on him. It was just literally
Spirit gum. Spirit gum. That's it.
Yeah,
That's just spirit gum.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool how it was in 2 pieces. I don't know. I watched this, but yeah, there was one piece that stopped here at the mouth, and then they did the bottom part of the T, and I'm just like, that is such a brilliant way of doing that, because every other way that they've done it to me looks bad, but that looked great.
And his ability in the movie, I mean, technologically so far superior, only to be outdone by a dog's instinct to chase a ball.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. That's
Yes.
how he kind of comes undone in a critical moment. It's literally Crypto chomping on his orbs.
Yeah.
Well,
But
it-
they don't know how to do that
Circles
and it
circles.
saves Superman in the end. So
Yeah, it's at Lois
Yep.
calls them circles, and he gets so indignant in that moment.
yeah, circles are flat.
Yeah, he's a flat.
I am really looking forward to seeing this character more in the future, just because I'm a huge fan of Jeff Johns' run on JSA. And I know it's been many years, but Mr. Terrific on that in those
Really
were
shine.
just great, and he had all these great relationships with other characters. One of which is Batman,
Okay.
because Batman in the comic books, of course, is very serious, very somber, and Mr. Terrific just basically calls him out on it. At one point, him and Batman joins forces with the JSA, and he does that disappearing thing where he says something, they turn around and they look and he's not there, and like, well, I guess Batman's gone. And then you see Batman up on the roof getting ready to grapple away, and Mr. Terrific's up there going, my mom always said it takes more effort to be rude than it does to be polite.
Oh wow. He really
And then at one point Batman catches one of the T-spheres, looks at it and says, nice design, and then he shakes his hand and then leaves. And then a few issues later, Batman uses one to communicate something to the Justice League, and Mr. T's, and it's like the Justice League is dead. Mr. Terrific sees that Batman's using one of his T-spheres. He's like, oh my god, Batman ripped off one of my T-spheres. This is the greatest day of my life.
No, he's certainly great. And kudos to the actor who originally played Darwin in X-Men
Yes.
First Class.
Yeah, he got his redemption.
Ed Gathegi, I think is his name.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not
Really
mispronouncing that, because he is great, and he got the raw deal in First Class, which is a great movie. But Darwin got a raw deal in that movie, man, this was a redemption story.
Hawkgirl, didn't expect much from her, but I did like it. A nice little touch with Hawkgirl I enjoyed, guys, was that she screamed like a hawk.
Yeah.
And I
loved it.
Perfect. It's great. It's really good. So,
Any other movie would have been like, no, you can't scream like that. That would look stupid. And she's like, and I'm just like, that looks awesome.
You look at how today she does her mouth, though. It almost looks like a beak open.
Yeah, it's great.
Like,
It's great.
Just those little touches, just amazing.
I just feel like the nerd that should have been put.
Wow, what was that?
Wow. No, I just feel like the nerd that should have been in charge of DC all along just got put in charge of it. And now everything's right again.
Yeah, I got that.
Metamorpho as a character.
Oh,
Right.
he's a great character.
Carrigan,
Yes.
which was really great. Really emotional, like for a lot of it. But when he kind of becomes friends, you go, well, I want to see more of Metamorpho now.
Same.
I mean, it's that simple line when he goes, the Justice Gang. What a cool name. All right, you can in. You're in.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great! I'd never known that character at all.
That was a big character, but he was
the
in
element and the fact that I love the moment he made a son. He was able to create the elements.
Super powerful character.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
You've got a character who has the dumbest look in comics, in my opinion. And they just used that design in the live action movie and was like, you know what? If you're going to accept a flying dog, you're going to accept this. And you know what? I did.
Yeah.
I did. I like it. I like it.
But I think that kind of philosophy towards the character designs was very evident from Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah,
The Suicide Squad. I think the moment we saw King Shark and we saw Polka Dot Man, you go, all right, this dude's bringing something new. And the fact that he didn't pull back from this film, like, he's attracted to the odd characters, the little known characters. He loves putting a highlight to them. So that's why I think this film feels so fresh as well, is because we're avoiding some of the stereotypical characters. Now, I've left this guy for last because we need to talk about, was one of the most important roles, I think, in this film for it to work would have been Lex Luthor.
Oh,
Getting Lex right was always going to be
that guy. Jesus.
He is a hater professionally. He is just a professional hater.
Yeah.
Like, he's a hater to the degree that you got to respect it.
Mm.
And he brought Lex back to the raw, like that raw element, which I talk about, envy. He's just an envious child.
Yeah.
At his core, that's what he is. When he reveals himself, and my God, Nicholas Hoult, I wouldn't have picked him to be a great Lex Luthor. It wouldn't have been my choice. But boy, there are a couple of scenes in this film where he brings it so hard. I really like this Lex a lot because they brought it down to simplicity, and there was not one real estate deal in sight.
Yeah.
I was afraid it was going to go there when they showed the map, and half of it said Luthor, and I was like, oh, no. It better not be another land. No, he's just like, nah, you know what? I'm just doing this because I hate you. That's it. I'm like, yes, thank you. Thank you. I love it. I love it.
He probably really loves Superman. I think that's what they're doing with Lex. Rex really loves the guy, but he's twisted, so he's envious. It's turning because he can't be him.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's I'm just gonna say it. This is the best Lex Luthor we've ever had on screen, on the small screen, animated live action. Nick Hoult, the boy does not miss. He is Lex Luthor as far as I can. As far as I'm gonna say, he's Lex Luthor, and I will not be taking questions from the press at this time.
Oh, he officially quit being Beast. So,
well, they weren't going to have him back anyway. I mean, they had Kelsey. They have Kelsey Grammer,
but he said he didn't want to come back. So
he didn't go and do Doomsday.
Okay. Yeah,
nope. Sure.
No, because the Kelsey Grammer, Kelsey Grammer Beast and the Nicholas Hoult Beast are the same character.
Yeah.
So they're just having the older Beast. I don't think he was ever asked back, but you know what? I wouldn't want to come back either if I didn't enjoy the makeup process.
He's Lex Luthor now. Like, that's
for sure.
who he is.
For sure.
Really good, powerfully emotional at times too, which was a real shock. I
actually thought his plan was diabolical. It wasn't just like some goofy nonsense. Like, I made a Kryptonite island. You pick it up. You know what I mean? Like, that was so dumb. And the
real estate deals.
What was that? What was that Superman?
Superman Returns.
Yeah. Like, so dumb.
Yeah. And but the idea of Lex too is like they could have really, like at one point I thought he was going to put the suit on.
Oh my God, that would have been so great.
I'm glad you didn't do that. Because save that.
Yeah, save it.
Do that in another film. That's fine because they gave him a lot to do. Shout out! This is James Gunn's brilliant writing. Miss Tessmacher, who, for all purposes in this film, is a throwaway gag. The dumb chick taking selfies. Little did we know she's actually collecting information the whole time, collecting evidence, which is just magnificent. Takes a nothing character and makes her the key to the success of this mission.
Yeah,
Jimmy needs to stop complaining and take her out. I'm sorry.
You
know what? If Jimmy will not take her out, I'll take her out.
Look at that.
Because she deserves steak dinner. She deserves lobster. She deserves everything.
Nice. Superman she's magnificent. Better open up at Jimmy's wedding. That's what I want to see. The wedding. No,
that would be taking a very viable bachelor off the market, though. I don't know if the population could handle that.
It's really great. The thing is, when I was watching it, going back to Clark and Lois, that I wanted to mention again too, is the interesting choice to make her an older woman because she's about 6 years older than Clark in this film. So, and I thought I always felt Lois was older than him. You felt Lois was far more mature, far more cynical like really at that point in her life. And I like the fact that because in a way, when you're dating Superman, especially that Superman, you kind of got to have a maternal part to that relationship.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because he's so childlike and naive in his decision making. Most of the time, 99.9% of the time, it benefits all of humanity. But you know, like the points that she brought up in that argument at the beginning of the film still ring true. Like that, there's a lot of stuff they didn't. They brought it up in this film, but did they really deal with a lot of it? No, they didn't, which is great.
Yeah,
because you know you can just keep mining for that now from film to film. But yeah. I'm trying to find something I hated in this film. I'll tell you what things I hated in this film. There was 2 of them. And forgive me on this rant. The worst after credit scenes I've ever seen. I'm done with this idea. This concept of after credit scene is annoying. They 2 scenes were not necessary. They brought nothing to the table. The mid-credit scene was nothing but a moving wallpaper. And the second scene was a throwaway joke. I'm done with after credit scenes.
I heard it was done on purpose because the whole point of the Marvel universe was to do these after credit scenes to build shit up. And a lot of it was built up for nothing because they're not doing anything with the sequel to the Eternals. So we're not getting characters that they set up to do something with ever.
Well, come on, Joe. When's the last time there was a really good after credit scene? I'll tell you when. The end of Captain America Winter Soldier was the last good one. Because in that one, they introduced Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver right at the end.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
After then, you tell me what after credit scene stands out and becomes imperative to the narrative of the universe. Not much.
Yeah, not much. There's one.
So to me, it's a concept that is, let's just call it for what it is. You're doing it. If the idea is just to do it so we make you watch the credits, I kind of understand that because hundreds of people work on these films and it's the more eyeballs to see on the guy who painted the set. That's great. But the fact of the matter is they use it to debate. No, you have to watch these after credit scenes because you'll miss something. Yeah. I'm tired of the lie. And it's a lie by movies that do it.
Yeah. I don't mind them. I don't know. I've never really minded them. As long let me take that back. I think that if you're going to have something that's going to advance the plot, make it a mid-credit scene after like the big, animated credits and everything, and then have something fun and inconsequential after the scrolling credits. I personally don't mind them because I will sit through credits whether there's an after scene or not because I'm weird. I like credits. I like listening to the music unless I just absolutely hated the music and I will leave.
I had someone brought up to me during the week and reminded me why another reason I used to watch the after credit scene, and same thing with you, Jason, would have been that's how we found out some of the names of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
And the bands played the music. So I remember waiting to go, oh, yeah, okay, there's that song I'll know to go to the record store and buy the single or mixtape.
Did you just say record store?
Yeah, the record store.
Oh, my God, you are old.
so old. No, that was the only thing I really just after credit scene. I just think if it's part of the narrative, then do something with it. Just don't.
Yeah.
So the engineer bothered me.
Why? I thought she was cool.
That's mine too.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was
people. I thought
weird. So I know the engineer from The Authority.
Me too.
And it was weird to have her in this at all because, as far as I know, The Authority aren't DC properties. They're like subsidiaries, and they, not crossing the T's, not crossing the streams to have them in this universe. You like that one? That was a good one. Did you get it, Jace? You're looking at me like I'm a fuck all. But
what do you mean? What does that mean? I've never heard of Ghostbusters.
But yeah, no, I just felt like that she didn't really fit into the universe. I thought it was weird that they're gonna have this like pocket dimension and then not be like, oh, there's a whole authority, and then not use Ultraman as something else other than a clone. Like it kind of just threw me off. I thought those were the 2 points. Where I was like, seriously?
I didn't know any of that, so I had zero expectations on either of those characters.
Yeah, so I thought that was going to at least connect. Oh, we're going to find out that Ultraman was actually Apollo, and that would have made
I think that was very... He didn't put a lot of effort to really hiding who that was. I mean, I didn't know that he was a clone, but I knew within the time when he flew in with the Russian or that country's like Iron Man next to it. Straight away when he stood there and just looking at the others, and I'm looking at his stature and things like that, and I'm going, That's clone.
Yeah. I knew the second that they showed up to the Fortress of Solitude and they're like, how are you going to get in? And the doors open. And it's like, how did you do that? I'm like, clone.
Oh, wow. You guys suck. I was like,
I'm sorry. I'm smart.
No, it's something to do
We've
with
seen enough
smart.
movies that kind of just.
Yeah. I was just thinking they were going to pull the whole like, hey, it's I thought it was going to be like a Bizarro. That's why he was all covered up. He's going to be like a mess.
No, they're going to save that for the next movie.
Oh, wow.
Ultraman's going to come back as Bizarro.
I see that. Why you don't like the engineer? I thought she was.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
Interesting.
My problem with the engineer is that they got the character so wrong from the source material. Now I know that they've changed. Okay, so in the comic book, and I'm talking about the Authority because they brought her into the DC continuity because she was on this separate. She was in the separate comic line called Wildstorm on this group called the Authority, and basically the Authority is a very proactive group where if there's a dictator, they're going to go down there and they're going to kill the dictator, set up infrastructure in the country, and then leave them to themselves. So it's basically like the Justice League on steroids.
Right.
But the engineer in that universe is she is a brilliant engineer who basically decodes the notes of the old engineer because there was another one before her. And she's basically just like a scientist, and she makes things, and she's awesome, and she's a leader. She's not a toady or a stooge. She's a leader. Okay. And whenever she showed up here, I was like, oh, cool. The engineer, this will be interesting. And she's like, I let you do this to me, Lex. Now what do you want me to do next? And I'm just like, they didn't even get the color of the nanites right.
No, they were supposed to be silver.
Yeah, she's supposed to be. Well, I can understand why they didn't make her silver because of what's opening up 2 weeks from now.
Oh, that's right.
I can understand that. But whenever they do the Authority movie, make her silver, James. Make her silver. At least do that for us.
I had more problem with Rick Flag seeing his hair being black, to be honest with you.
Right? Couldn't they put him in a wig?
No, he explained what happened. They didn't think it was going to be a big deal, and he was filming something else at the time, the Tulsa King, that show.
Oh yeah,
and he was right in the middle of filming that, so they couldn't do his hair. But I'm like, it's called digital manipulation, dickheads. Spend the money, give that man grey hair because it looks so cool in Creature Commandos.
Yeah. I mean, they could have just put like shoe polish in his hair or something. I would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
Or at least say something like, I need to go. I left Weasel in my apartment and he's going to pee on the carpet if I don't go. Yeah. Something like that.
Here's a fun fact. I got to find it. I have a wallet that guy made me when my mom used to go to a chiropractor named his brother. And I still have it and it's really cool. It's like a guy playing the banjo. He's actually a really good artist. Painting artist, and he's a very talented guy. So Frank Grillo, yeah. So cool. I was super happy to see him getting the big call. I text his brother.
He's good because he's going to go. It feels like James Gunn is going. Yeah, I know they screwed you over.
Yeah,
come over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna find that. Did you? Okay, spoiler alert. You picked all the Guardians in that opening scene when we get into.
It's Maxwell Lord.
Yeah, that was Sean Gunn.
Sean Gunn, right?
David Rooker was one of the robots.
Michael
Rooker, I mean.
Michael Rooker was a robot, yeah.
Oh my gosh, what's his name? Rocket.
Yeah, he was the dad.
Yeah,
he was his dad.
Yeah.
Whom else?
Mantis is missing. Who? Mantis. Yeah, she's the other robot.
Oh, who looked at me? She played one of the robots.
That was her. Okay.
That was
her.
All right. Yeah, she was one of the robots.
Yeah.
You're just missing.
She was like all happy. Like, he says, "Oh yeah, we're robots. We don't have emotions." And then she's like, he looked at me. Like,
that was cute. I like those robots. When the engineer waxed all the robots, like I saw that coming, but at the same time, I was like,
I was shocked at how many robots were in there.
Yeah, it didn't seem like
I thought he had about 4. And then by the
they
end
had
of that
like 12 on them and 13.
I didn't notice the
now.
numbers, but they just kept coming, didn't they? They just kept coming.
They did. That's another great Superman scene for me is whenever he comes in and all the robots are shredded, Superman kneels down and he takes 4's hand and holds it. And I'm just like, God, this is such a great Superman.
Yeah. It is, but it's very dark, the opening of that scene, because is he trying to just kill himself? we'll have to probably end it there. He's trying to that robot stabbing himself in the head with a screwdriver.
No, I think he was trying to.
What
fix
is he
himself.
Yeah, I think he
doing?
was trying to fix himself.
He was
Is
trying to
was
fix
what
I
I was
thought
doing.
he was going like, "That's it, I'm out.
Yeah.
Now."
This sucks.
And I was like, "Well, this is dark. Did it get that
No.
bad?" And then going, "Oh, well, you've been ripped in half. I can imagine you're probably in some sort of robot excruciating pain."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely my second favorite droid that Alan Tudyk has ever
Yeah,
played.
Yeah. I do like.
without question.
Sorry, K2SO is still my favorite.
Yeah, I don't know what it was to add to what is a delightfully wonderful film. Certainly, I think it's gonna make it's just definitely $1 billion film because it's got the rewatchable value. I think I'll be surprised if I don't go back next week. I'll probably go back.
I'm going to go back Wednesday because I lost one of the kids for like 5 seconds and I panicked. So I got up and ran to make sure I could because he's like, I'm cold. And like, all right, go to the bathroom. And then like I'm having my popcorn out of this tin and all of a sudden I'm like, he's been
You can't because the air conditioning's so powerful in the cinemas.
Because in the IMAX, it's such a big, it's a 6-story IMAX. It's a big screen.
Yeah, they're big.
So they're pumping that AC and it's a huge cinema.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, where is he? So I like panic and run and go find him. And I'm like, I'm trying to find where he is. I sent his brother out. We're both looking. Then the brother's calling me. I can't get back in. And as I'm going, I'm passing the bathroom door and the door opens and there he is drying his hands. I'm like, son of a.
I'm going to keep warm.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep warm.
See, that's the thing though. One of my kids went missing in Denver, and I haven't seen them. They haven't made their way home yet. So
So if you've seen,
when you get older and they get older, you'll just stop caring.
Oh wow. Oh.
All right, let's tie this up. Next time we see these characters will be in a month and a bit. Who we also got a cameo in this film of Peacemaker season 2.
Can't wait.
Where it was Nathan Fillion came out just recently. And,
Don't do that again.
Don't ever do that again. This isn't 2002, buddy. No, we get Peacemaker season 2, which Nathan Fillion come out and said he goes, "Oh, Peacemaker and Green Lantern." He goes, "I've never used the F-bomb as much as I have in those two shows."
Wow.
I can't wait.
So, which is amazing because that's what James Gunn's going to do. He's not going to change the characters, but however, they'll be in scenarios where they can be maybe just a bit more risque with their language. I'm like,
is that
because you've got to put the foot to the pedal now with him, don't you? Guy Gardner, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
He has to.
I am so looking forward not only seeing him in future projects, not only seeing him in Peacemaker, but in the new Lanterns TV show.
That's right.
Look at who they've got.
Can't wait.
Look at the actors who they've got, and then you put Guy Gardner in there. It's such an odd mix.
Yeah,
it's going to be wonderful.
It's great. I'm just so happy. That's this movie.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my review. Is this movie has made me happy, and it's made me optimistic. I can't wait to see what's coming next. And it kind of reminds me of Marvel before Infinity War, where we would just speculate and say, wouldn't it be neat if this happened? Wouldn't it be neat? Because I just keep saying, oh, wouldn't it be cool if Ultraman went into the black hole and got all messed up and came back as Bizarro for the next movie? Yeah. What if he goes into the black hole and finds other reverse heroes and they become like the crime syndicate? Wouldn't that be cool? But yeah, I'm just...
Before, Jason, when you do those theories in the MCU, it was more fan wish because there were still boundaries. So some things they would never have done in the MCU because they'd set up certain boundaries in their storytelling. That's not the case with the DC.
No, all bets are off here.
Can happen. Yeah.
The whole thing about, well, that's stupid. He'd never do that. Oh, yes, he would. Yes, he would. Kaijus, flying dogs, monkeys at typewriters. Yeah, he's going to do it.
Let him loose like it's Jurassic Park and it's just a little thing.
Oh yeah, the way it started off is like he's gonna get bigger.
You wouldn't have had to really do it. You don't need that scene in that movie, but I'm so glad they're the moments that make it in this film.
Yeah.
So he's not known to have a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor, so I don't think we'll see a lot of extra scenes.
No,
because he's that good a filmmaker. He knows what he wants.
Yeah. I'm just super excited for the DC universe. They've had such a rough run with the controversies and terrible movies that they've done.
Well, I had said there was so much on this movie.
Yeah.
This movie sucked.
That's it. Yeah,
And
you
then
did say
the sequel
that.
wasn't great. He was done.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Zaslav would have cut his head off so quickly. Right now, Zaslav has put himself a nice little soft towel on the ground. He's kneeling down right now.
Oh yeah.
He'd be very happy.
Doing what? Tell me more.
He's getting a checkbook out.
Not
Yeah.
Ah,
225 was the budget, and it's 217 already. So it'll make
it's
Nice.
basically it's made its budget back within a 48-hour period. It'll start to be profitable within a week.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Now what you're
This
doing, you paid off the production budget, you pay off the marketing budget, which is about the same.
Yeah.
By the end of next week, it's going to be making money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm happy because I mean, this is the kind of superhero movie that should be successful.
Yeah.
Is faithful and fun, and that's it. It's fun. DC has not been fun in, Shazam was fun. A couple of scenes in
I did like
Justice League was kind of fun, and I'm talking about the Justice League. I mean, the Zack Snyder Justice League was
good.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a movie this fun from DC in so long. I don't even remember.
80s.
And it wasn't even like cringe fun, like Batman and Robin type of cringe. It was just
everybody chill.
Yeah, it was just no. It was I like that. It's legitimate fun and legitimate heart. And guys, we've got to stand back in awe over the fact that we have Superman, who was raised in Kansas, played by a guy named David Cornsweat. That's the most amazing thing ever.
That is pretty dope.
It is.
And I saw him on the
This guy wholesome. Oh, he sweats corn.
Yeah, seriously. I saw him on the red carpet, and they were interviewing Nicholas Hoult, and he kind of like jumped into the Nicholas Hoult interview, and Nicholas, is very British, and and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, hey, buddy, how are you? Oh, am I jumping in, man?" I was like, "Oh, wow, he's so American." I was waiting because the last couple of our greatest heroes were all British, so it was nice.
Did you see? You know that thing they do online where they like a couple of actors put themselves on lie detectors?
No, I haven't seen
There's
that.
one that's just dropped out. Nicholas Hoult is asking the question of David Cornsweat, and it's around would he more? And you've seen it, Jace. Would he rather be in the Superman sequel or playing a Jedi Knight in a Star Wars film?
Oh,
and lie detector said he wants to be a Jedi Knight, which they don't hold that against him because who wouldn't want to be?
Totally.
If you're playing Superman, that's an option open to you, a credible option that you could be in a Star Wars film.
Yeah, it's possible.
And,
there's no problems there, right? I'm happy for Superman to play a Jedi occasionally.
Yeah.
According to James Gunn, the opening text was David Cornsweat's idea.
You're kidding.
And he said it was because it was basically, we need like a Star Wars opening crawl, and he was, well, why don't we just do that then? So David Cornsweat.
Superman's a nerd.
I've heard about that.
Oh yeah, he's a super nerd. Honestly, I want David Cornsweat and Henry Cavill to do a show together.
I
want to see them.
I love that he's contacted him and Tyler.
Yeah.
That advice, I love that.
Did he contact Brandon though? He should have.
He should have.
He should have.
How cool would it be if Henry Cavill was the Ultraman, the actual Ultraman?
That would be really awesome. It really would.
Because
people would lose it. They would lose it, and I would lose it,
and I would love it.
Yeah, I think we may get that in this unit, but it'll be a while because he still has to fill his own universe yet before you start mashing them together. See, that was the difference with MC. You can do that now. We've seen enough.
Yeah,
do that. Rip the universe apart, smash them together with this one. What we don't care. But I think, but it's an exciting journey. That's how healthy a state this one film has turned the DC universe. Anything is possible. And if this is the type of thing you're going to deliver for the next decade,
we're good.
God, it's an exciting time to be a movie fan.
Yeah, a DC fan especially.
Mm-hmm.
So excited.
Yep. There you go. All right, boys, we're going to tie it up because we could crap on about this for another couple of hours, no doubt. Yeah, but we won't. We will let you guys go and see the film again, and hopefully you haven't watched this review before you've seen the film because we spoiled the shit out of it.
I will throw up a notice at the very beginning of this
Yes,
video.
thank you.
Unless I forget or I just didn't want to. Ladies and gentlemen, next week is the 100th episode of the VHS Vault. Ooh. And to celebrate, we are going to look at a classic of cinema, the oldest film that we have ever looked at here. That is War of the Worlds. Excuse me, it's The War of the Worlds, because I said it wrong last week.
Yeah, we're not jumping on couches here, Joe. No jumping on couches.
No, this is the original 1953.
Wow. Is it Orson Welles thing?
No. That's not Orson Welles. This was George Powell. George Powell, 1953. It is, quite honestly, it's a classic. We're going to take another look at it, and that will be our 300th. I'm sorry, not 300. That'll be our 100th episode of the VHS Vault. And of course, for episode 100, of course, and for episode 101, we're going to continue our look at the Hellboy movies with Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. Which some people maintain is the best Hellboy movie.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen The Crooked Man yet, so I couldn't tell you.
I didn't see
This is one of the great sequels.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely. I love that sequel to Hellboy.
So
this film is so good, it's actually painful to watch because it's a realization we don't get a third one.
All things are possible. I'm just saying maybe they'll do an animated one someday. Fingers and hooves and horns crossed. Maybe that'll happen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us of this review of Superman. If you would like to sponsor more ridiculous nonsense like this, please continue to go on down to the video description below. Check out the link to our Patreon. You can support us for as little as $5 a month. Or you can mosey on over to our channel main page where you, yes you, can become a channel subscriber. Either way, you do get all of this garbage dumped in your lap earlier than everyone else does. Right now, I think that there's like 3 videos that have not premiered yet on the channel that you can peruse anytime you want to. And of course, anytime we put anything new out, you will be the first ones to get it. Do you realize that in a few days, this channel will have put out 2 months of daily content, which is a record for us.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
More evidence we have no lives.
Yeah, okay, sure. Have you seen the content I've been putting out? I'm out here in the middle of nowhere in Alaska. I've got my feet in the Arctic Ocean, and there's a bear over there.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's fantastic. Yes, we've got an amazing 6 months coming up for the rest of 2025 here on the VHS Vault. Thank you very much, Joe. Thank you very much for joining us on the tail end of this. And, well, for now, we're pausing the Superman retrospective because there ain't no more for a while.
Yeah,
unless we want to do animated movies.
No, we're done.
But we don't.
No, we're out. All right, guys. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Jace. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.